the media is comparing Kohberger to Dennis Rader, BTK there. Between
That's
1974 and
so
91,
different.
Rader killed 10 people in Wichita and Park City, Kansas, and sent taunting letters to the police and media outlets describing his crimes. He even gave himself the BTK acronym, bind, torture, kill.
He loved
So
the
what's
attention.
interesting is TMZ apparently has some kind of email relationship with BTK in prison. And they emailed BTK about Kohberger. And BTK said Kohberger, who would lie in wait for his victims, stalk them and case their home. He's like, that's much like what I did. He also said that Kohberger has a dark mind, which he can relate to.
I would go so far though as to be like they're different because the BTK was definitely getting a fucking hard raging boner when he was killing his victims, whereas I don't get any sexual perversions from Bryan. Like to
Well, we
me,
don't
like
know.
Bryan is nearly asexual.
We don't know yet, but police have said that none of the victims were raped. So
Yeah, there
they're
you go. Where Dennis would definitely have a diddle.
BTK also pointed out chilling parallels between his brutal 1974 murders of the Otero family in
Yeah.
Kansas and the four-slain University of Idaho students that Kohberger is being charged with. He said in the email, murder four, much like the Oteros, up close and personal stabbed. And then he went on to mention that Kohberger left DNA at the crime scene, just like he did at the Otero house, leaving his semen on one of the victims' bodies.
Yeah, jacking off is a bit different, Dennis, isn't it? Isn't it? Like he wasn't jacking off on their dead bodies.
he didn't leave he didn't leave ejaculate on the victims' bodies. He left a knife sheath behind carelessly on the ground. Completely different there, Dennis.
Yes, it is
And
Dennis. Dennis
furthermore,
just wanted to talk about that time that he murdered that family and then he spunked all over the dead kids. That's all Dennis wants to talk about. He loves the attention and everyone should just leave him alone because that's really what would hurt Dennis Rader is for no one to ever contact him ever again. His little heart would break and he deserves it.
furthermore, BTK's first murder of the Otero family involved an asphyxiation. Like he suffocated them. He didn't stab them.
No,
And
and then
yes, he did case the house and he broke in the middle of the night, so the MO is similar to Kohberger, but he jizzed all over one of the bodies, which definitely did not happen.
no.
You know, Idaho police have confirmed that there is no sexual assault of the four University of Idaho students who were savagely stabbed to death. However, psychologists are interpreting the stabbing frenzy as picarism, which is a term I had to look up. This means that the stabbing with a blade is being used as a substitute for
Cheap
a phallic
penis.
thrust. So it was sexually motivated.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could say that all murders are sexually motivated in some regards, but this, like Dennis Rader is a sexual sadist. Like he's getting off as he's murdering, whereas Bryan, I don't think is getting off because he can't get off. He's an
No, I
incel.
don't think so either. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think what Bryan was trying to do was to commit a murder, a perfect murder, and get away with it because he's arrogant and he thought he
Yeah.
could. And I think he thought he was in the same league as these killers,
And he's definitely not. He's
if not
nowhere
beyond.
near near their leagues.